game 2 in this interleague series. In today's game, we will be participating in the home run challenge. Every home run in this game raises $16,000 for prostate cancer research. You can make a pledge by calling 800-798-CURE or go online at www.pcf.org. Here is the starting lineup for the visiting Rockies today, brought to you by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Dexter Fowler leads it off in center field, followed by Marco Scutero, the shortstop, Carlos Gonzalez in left field, Michael Kadire in right, Jason Giambi, the DH, Todd Helton at first, Pacheco, Rosario, and Nelson, the bottom three for Jim Tracy this afternoon. The Tigers starting pitcher is right-hander Doug Fister. He is presented today by Soaring Eagle Casino.
Fister is making his first start since May 28th. He went on the disabled list the day after that. He's had several bullpen sessions, and he says he now feels better as far as that left side injury, better than he's felt all season long. So let's hope so, and he goes out and pitches the way that he's capable of pitching here today.
And we do remind you, if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this contest, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow. Get a free small order of curly fries. We are ready for baseball this afternoon. A little bit of a breezy day, a little bit cloudy and overcast, but a nice day nonetheless. Temperature in the mid-80s this afternoon. Fowler, Scutero, and then Gonzalez facing the right-hander Doug Fister. Dexter 1 out of 4 in the ball game last night, had a couple of RBIs, 2 base hit to his credit. And Fister's first pitch of the ball game is down low, 1-0 on Dexter Fowler. .273 hitter with 8 home runs this year. Fister back home with a strike, 1-1.
Fowler worked out in the offseason with Troy Tulowitzki and also Jason Giambi in Las Vegas and got a lot stronger. Therefore, home run numbers way up this year.
Fouls that one off, 1 and 2.
You mentioned that he had 8. He's on pace to hit 20 homers this year.
Wow. Well above his major league high to this point.
Jason Giambi has always had tremendous work ethic, and you know Troy Tulowitzki also has great work ethic, so it was good for Fowler to spend the offseason with those two gentlemen.
Fowler stepping out very late, so Fister will regroup. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Soft liner back up the middle and caught by Johnny Peralta. 1 gone.
It's good to keep Fowler off the base paths because he does have the ability to steal a base, even though you have Fister that has a really good move. Rayburn getting another start in the outfield here today. He's had 3 starts since coming back up from the minor leagues. Santiago's at second base at the start of this game, and Gerald Laird is back behind the plate.
Here is Marco Scutero. Strike 1. Scutero has hit safely in 7 consecutive games, had an RBI in last night's ball game. He was part of that ugly 10th inning in which the Rockies scored 8 times.
That's the perfect way to describe that 8th inning. Ugly. 10th inning, I should say.
Bouncing ball to third. Routine play there for Cabrera. And Scutero is out. 2 up, 2 down against Fister. The hope is that Fister now is 100%. He probably came back a little bit too early his last time off the disabled list. And he has felt fine. He has worked out. He's thrown bullpens. No need for rehab starts. He's right back at him. There's Carlos Gonzalez, who hit a mammoth home run in last night's game and had a huge night.
He's a talented player. There's nothing that Gonzalez cannot do on a baseball field.
.328 average, 17 home runs this year. Here's the 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Carlos Gonzalez.
For the most part, Fister has an over-the-top delivery, and Jim said after he made his last start before going on the disabled list with the left side injury that he had started to drop his arm angle because of the injury.
Fly ball hit deep to left. Rayburn going back, still going back to the wall. Leaps, makes the catch, and the inning is over.
I did not think that ball was going to go that far.
Nor did I. It went to the wall before Rayburn was able to pull it in. It's a 1-2-3 inning. for Doug Fister. Here come the Tigers in the bottom of the first. Wall and left. Doug Fister had a 1-2-3 innings. Scoreless game as we go to the bottom of the first. The Tigers starting lineup today presented by Big Boy. Jackson, Bosch, Cabrera at the top. Bosch, of course, hitting .304 against lefties. You've got Fielder at first base, Young, then Peralta. Your bottom three is Rayburn, Laird, and Santiago in this one. And they are facing a left-hander. His name is Christian Friedrich, and he is presented by Fox Volkswagen of Rochester Hill.
It's the fourth left-hander the Tigers have seen in the last couple of series. The Cubs also had a couple of left-handers start against them. You see Friedrich's numbers, his earned run average approaching 6, but he has struck out quite a few batters this year, 41 in 40 innings, and that's something he did throughout his minor league career.
So Jackson will lead it off for Detroit, and he looks at a ball high from Friedrich, who's 24 years old, born in Evanston, Illinois. Stands 6'4", 215. Here's the 1-0. AJ tried to get out of the way, couldn't do it. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Most of his fastballs will be anywhere from 89 to 93 miles an hour. Also has a big overhand curveball, a slider, and a changeup that is much improved.
Now the 1-1. 1-2 on Jackson. 1 for 3 in last night's game. Austin on base 7 times in the last 3 games. He's been getting it done, batting .323, 7 home runs this year. The 1-2. Missed outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Friedrich with a very slow, deliberate delivery.
Got some hesitation in there as well.
Swing and a miss. Jackson could not hold up, and down he goes. Friedrich has his first strikeout.
Batting second for your Tigers, the right fielder, number 26, Brennan Bosch.
Can't catch up to that fastball at 93. Not around the letters.
So here is Bosch batting .247. Had his hitting streak snapped at 7 last night with an 0 for 5. And he chops one toward third base, cut off there by Pacheco. His throw is in time. Helton had to cross the bag.
Tim Hortons is the sponsor of the defensive alignment here today for the Colorado Rockies. It's Gonzalez, Fowler, Kadire in the outfield. It's Helton at first, Nelson at second, Scutero the shortstop, Pacheco, he is back at third, and Rosario, Willing Rosario behind the plate.
Here comes Cabrera now with 2 outs. Miguel in last night's ball game was 1 for 3. Friedrich doing some landscaping work. Apparently there was part of a shattered bat.
They say that Friedrich lost 30 pounds in the offseason. Has really gotten his body in really good shape. Kind of rededicated himself to his baseball career, and before that he's been rewarded with some starts in the majors.
Strike one on Cabrera. Friedrich had a 10 strikeout game earlier this year. In fact, his second major league start. Struck out 10 San Francisco Giants. High drive, deep right center field. That ball is hit well. That ball is up and gone. Home run for Miguel Cabrera. And it's 1-0 Detroit.
He is the only right-hander that I have seen since we've been broadcasting games here at Comerica Park that can go against the traffic and drive the ball to right center field, one of the deepest parts of this ballpark. Most right-handers do not have this kind of power to find the seats in that direction.
They have to rename that area of the ballpark Cabrera Alley.
I mean, you see left-handers do it, but you don't see right-handers go that way.
He does it with regularity. His 14th home run of the year. Fielder looks at ball one. RBI number 53 as well for Miguel. Giving the crowd something to cheer about early on in this one. Here's the 1-0.
And to be quite honest with you, he looks to hit everything in that direction.
Here's the 1-1 to Fielder. Inside, had him backed out of there. 2 balls, 1 strike. Fielder batting .317. He's hit 10 home runs and has a 6-game hitting streak. Big wave and a miss and a ball up and around the letters. 2-2. Prince last night 2 out of 4. Here's the 2-2 pitch. High, towering fly ball. Shallow center field. Dexter Fowler coming in. And that is that for Detroit. However, they grab an early lead thanks to Miguel Cabrera. He goes deep the other way, and it's 1-0 Tigers. Tigers have a 1-0 lead on the home run by Miguel Cabrera. Doug Fister back to work here in the second. Fister had an easy 1-2-3 first. He threw just 9 pitches, 7 of which were strikes. Kadire, Giambi, and Helton here in the second for the Colorado Rockies. Kadire last night 3 out of 6, homered in the ball game, and he looks at a strike.
Fister does a lot of things right when he's on the mound. He works very quickly. He throws lots of strikes. He mixes it up very well. Fields his position and has a really good pickoff move.
Wave and a miss. Kadire goes down swinging. First strikeout for Doug.
Good two-seam fastball here by Fister with some real good late life. That was Doug Fister at his finest last year after the Tigers acquired him from the Seattle Mariners.
And in September, what a pitcher he was. 5-0 record with a 0.53 ERA down the stretch. Swing and a miss by Giambi. Giambi 1 out of 4 last night, batting .255. Here's the 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Giambi also hit into 3 double plays last night. 3 of them.
And they were all a very odd variety.
Yeah, they were.
There's a ground ball back up the middle. Peralta makes the play on this one. And Giambi is out. 2 gone. Well, with the home run by Miguel Cabrera in this game, another $16,000 has been raised to support prostate cancer research. Make a donation by calling 800-798-CURE or online at www.pcf.org. Either way. 5 straight retired by Fister to start this one. He's going to bring up Todd Helton. With the age of 38, is still going strong for the Rockies. 7 home runs. He's knocked in 32 this year. Ball outside from Fister, 2-0. Helton has over 2,400 hits in his career. Shoots that one foul, back out of play. 2 balls, 1 strike. And among active players, here's where he ranks in all the different categories. First in on base percentage. Driven to center field. Jackson cruising back. It's another easy inning for Doug Fister. 1, 2, 3, they go. We head to the bottom of the second. Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Strength and stability since 1849. Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. And by Handy EcoFoil. Out of the oven to the party without a worry. Great day for ball here in the Motor City. Tigers and Rockies get together. Game 2 in this series. Tigers out to a 1-0 lead courtesy of the home run by Miguel Cabrera. Here's Delman Young leading it off. He takes strike one from Friedrich. It'll be Young, Peralta, Rayburn in the Detroit second inning. Delman at 261 was 1 for 5 last night. And he backs out on a pitch inside 1-1. Friedrich, a first-round pick of the Rockies back in 2008. Ground ball left side. Scudero ranging left. And Delman is out of there, 1 gone. By the way, this game today is available in luminous high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD, sponsored by Xfinity from Comcast. By the way, we're also accepting suggestions on describing our high definition.
Yes, we are.
You can send it along on Twitter if you'd like, and we would certainly take any suggestions you have. Mario_Impemba on Twitter, and I'd be glad to give you credit for it. I know my partner Rod has come up with 2 outstanding ones this year.
Yes, indeed.
Have you been working, by the way?
I have.
You have?
Okay. I got a couple saved up for you.
How about tomorrow?
Absolutely.
Right, we'll go tomorrow. Johnny Peralta looks at a ball inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Johnny batting .267 was 1 out of 4 for the ball game last night. It bounces in. 2-1 the count.
Friedrich has a little Cliff Lee in him when he stands on the mound at the beginning of his delivery right now. And then his finish. Not so much in between before he delivers the ball, but his start and his finish look just like Cliff Lee.
Very good comparison.
As a matter of fact, they shared the same agent, and Friedrich worked out with Cliff Lee a little bit in the offseason. If you're going to pattern yourself after somebody, he's a good one to pattern yourself after.
Here's the 3-1. Fouled away, 3-2.
Although I saw something yesterday where Cliff Lee is looking for his first win of the year for the Philadelphia Phillies today.
That's unbelievable to me.
Isn't it though?
I still can't. Every time I hear that stat, I refuse to believe it, and I look it up. And
he's had 11 starts. He hasn't won a game for Philadelphia.
3-2. Popped up a mile high behind the plate. There's a chance, and it's caught by Rosario. Right before it hit the screen, it got close.
I thought with the wind blowing in the way that it is blowing in, that once this ball got up, as high as it got up, that it may blow out of play, but Rosario gets back to the screen and is able to catch it.
Two outs for Ryan Rayburn. Ball inside, 1-0. Rayburn last night, 1 out of 5, has doubled in each of his last 2 games. Missed inside again, 2-0 the count.
And both of Ryan's doubles have gone to right center field. He did it a couple of days ago at Wrigley Field, and he did it last night here at Comerica Park. And when you're trying to get back on track, that's exactly what you want to do as a right-handed batter. Stay on the ball, drive it the other way, and then they'll start coming back inside to you, and then Rayburn could pull some baseballs if he chooses to do so.
3-0 on Ryan. Laird would be next. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Laird will be next. It's a 2-out walk. First of the ball game for Friedrich. Now Laird.
Jim Tracy, their manager. He has also managed the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Who wore the number 23 for the Cubs before Ryne Sandberg made it famous and then eventually retired?
I am not sure.
Jim Tracy.
Did he?
Yeah, he played I think a year with the Cubs and wore that number right before Rhino got it and wouldn't let it go for the next decade and a half. 1 ball and no strikes on Gerald Laird.
You will not find a finer gentleman in this game. Well respected is Jim Tracy.
Here's the 1-0. That'll get away from the catcher Rosario. Advance the runner. Rayburn on to second base. Wild pitch. Well, time now for the Mazda scouting report. Talking about Gerald Laird. How about the comparison? His first 9 seasons in the big leagues, and want to compare the numbers to what he's done this year offensively.
288. Much better in his second tour of duty as the Tigers catcher.
His skipper Jim Leland was asked recently why the numbers are better this year for Gerald, and Jim believes that one of the main reasons is that he has learned to lay off the high fastball, which had been a big problem of his offensively before, but not anymore.
That'll help you, that's for sure. Look at what it's done for Austin this year, who had trouble laying off that high fastball his first couple years in the big leagues.
And the 2-0. Outside, 3 balls, no strikes, and now Friedrich in danger of walking another hitter. Santiago on deck. That's in there, a strike, 3-1. Laird has had 12 at bats against Rockies pitching. As you look at the numbers on Friedrich, 15 and 15 for 30 pitches. Gerald 7 for 12 against Rockies pitching over the years. High fly ball right field. They'll get him this time as Kadire cruises over. And the inning is over. No runs, a walk, 1 man left. Tigers baseball this afternoon presented by Bell Tire. This afternoon, Detroit and Denver are 2 of how many markets with all 4 professional sports? Of course, the Tigers have all 4. They're represented in all the 4 major sports. Denver as well. How many markets are there that are represented by 4 professional teams in the 4 major sports? Doug Fister back to work has gone 1, 2, 3 in each of the first 2 innings.
And he has looked very efficient. Throwing lots of strikes, real good movement. The breaking ball's got some bite to it.
Strike called on Jordan Pacheco. Pacheco, Rosario, and Nelson. Bender is rolled to third base, right at Cabrera. 1 out. To the studio we go. Time for a game break. Here's Ryan Field. All right, Ryan, thank you. And we'll see how that one progresses this afternoon. We'll keep an eye on that game. Tigers here got the lead with the first inning home run by Miguel. There's a strike called on Willeen Rosario, who last night snapped an 0 for 16 slump with an infield single. Fister's 0-1. Sails outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. And he missed again. 2-1 the count. Now Rosario stepping out on him to slow down Fister, who typically works at a very brisk pace. And it certainly has worked to his advantage. The 2-1. That's in there. 2-2. And I guess, Rod, there are some pitchers that can do this, but there are some that just cannot work at this point.
Some guys really have to take a step back off the rubber and really think about what they're doing. But Fister, he is so prepared.
Swing and a miss. Laird runs it down and throws it out.
Fister is always thinking 2 and 3 pitches ahead, so he already knows what he's going to do. Nice block here by G Money, getting over, smothering it, and then going over to pick it up and getting the out at first base.
Now with 2 outs, Chris Nelson. Ball 1. 8 straight have been retired to start this one by Fister. Nelson had a big night last night. 3 RBIs.
He's got some pop in his bat. He's homered a few times in his career already against Detroit pitching. He tripled in last night's game.
He backs away from a breaking ball. 1-2. Nelson 2 out of 4 last night. And he swings and misses and strikes out. So Fister with 3 strikeouts, 9 straight retired. What a start for the Tigers right-hander. Again, Detroit and Denver are 2 of how many markets with all 4 professional sports? Believe it or not, there are 12 separate markets that have all 4 major sports. And we've got a little map for you here. Geography time, Rod. Look at all these areas of the country.
Yep. Phoenix, Denver, Bay Area, out west.
Bay Area, by the way, includes San Jose. But there they are. And, of course, Detroit and Denver. Here come the Tigers now. Santiago leads it off, and he looks at a strike from Christian Friedrich.
No coincidence that most of those major markets that have the 4 sports, all really nice, desirable places to visit.
Yeah, no doubt. That's fouled off. 0-2 the count. We were in Denver last year, which is a gorgeous city to visit.
Yes. Nice ballpark, too.
Here's the 0-2. Missed it high. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I don't know exactly what the deal is, but there are some of the Colorado Rockies players are saying that their ballpark, Coors Field out in Denver, is playing like it used to play.
Really?
A lot of runs being scored there this year.
Swing and a miss. Santiago will be thrown out to complete the strikeout. Second strikeout now for Friedrich. Bernstein Advantage brings you the scouting reports on Friedrich. At the Bernstein Advantage, we go to bat for you. Well, his numbers against American League teams, not all that good.
No, it's not. He's given up quite a few runs. 9 innings pitched. He's given up 17 earnings and a lot of hits, too.
Here's Austin Jackson. Ball outside. Well, a lot of players will admit that have come over from the National League that it is tougher to pitch in the American League. There's the ball high. And I would think there's probably some truth to that, don't you?
Well, when you look at some of the talent that is in the American League and some of the powerful hitters and some really good teams, no doubt about that. And you look at some of the guys' numbers that have tried to make that transition from the senior circuit to the junior circuit, their numbers have gone up.
And the fact that you have the DH to contend with in the American League as opposed to facing the opposing pitcher, a whole lot different. The 2-1. 3-1 on Austin Jackson. He struck out back in the first. Bosch waiting on deck. And the 3-1. Pretty good numbers among leadoff hitters in the major leagues for Austin.
He sure is holding his own.
3-2. Walked him. Second walk of the game for Friedrich.
Number 26,
It'll bring up Bosch. .41 thrown now by Friedrich. He got Bosch to ground out back in the first. Tigers ahead 1-0 on the Miguel Cabrera home run in the bottom of the first inning. Ball 1. I'll give you the splits a couple of nights ago on Bosch. On the road and at home, he's for some reason been much better on the road this year, over 300 away from Comerica Park. He came in 171 at home this year. Jackson leaning but not going. And now it's 2-0 on Bosch. Six out of 6 this year for Jackson. Ball high. 3-0. Friedrich has walked as many as 4 in a ball game this year in the big leagues. He has 2 already, and he has Miguel Cabrera waiting on deck. He's now thrown more balls than strikes this afternoon. Now the 3-0. And there is ball 4, so back-to-back walks. Not exactly what you want to do leading up to this duo, Cabrera and Fielder. Bring out Bob Apodaca, pitching coach.
Hey fans, this July you don't want to miss the biggest event of the summer as baseball's greatest stars battle for home field advantage in the Fall Classic. The road to the World Series begins with the 2012 MLB All-Star Game Tuesday, July 10th at 7:30 on Fox. In the first inning, if you weren't with us, Miguel Cabrera got himself a fastball from Friedrich and went the opposite way about 380 feet from home plate for a solo shot.
Number 14 on the year for Cabrera. His 53rd RBI as well. So we'll see what he can do here now with 2 men on and only 1 out, trying to build on the 1-0 lead. Ball 1 inside. Cabrera this year 370 with runners in scoring position. Guy on deck is even better, Fielder, at 414. Here's the 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Not a comfortable feeling for Friedrich to be in here now. Down 2-0 the count with 2 men on. And he threads the corner on the outside. 2-1 on Miguel. Wasn't crazy about that call.
And it's a pretty good thing that he didn't swing at it. You really can't do anything with a 92-mile-per-hour tailing fastball down away at the knees.
Tigers get something going here with walks to Jackson and Bosch with 1 out. And the 2-1. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Diving stop by Nelson. Flips to second one. Relay. Not in time. Great play at second base by Chris Nelson.
Nelson not necessarily known for his glove. He is known more for his bat. But as he continues to get reps at second base, he gets better. A couple of steps and a dive, and he gets the ball to his shortstop, and they're not able to turn it over, but it was a really nice play, and it saved Friedrich a run.
So that'll leave runners at first and third. Now a chance for Prince Fielder. And a good stop by Willeen Rosario behind the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Mentioned Prince is over 400 with men in scoring position. He and H.A. Pierzynski are the only players in baseball this deep into the season over 400 with runners in scoring position. They'll try and deliver a 2-out hit. That's it for a strike. 1-1. Prince fly to center field his first time up. .246 consecutive games played now for the Prince. Jackson and Cabrera, your base runners. And now time called as Rosario heads out to the mound. Here's the 1-1. Strike 2 called on Prince Fielder. So Friedrich trying to wiggle out of this jam. He fell behind Cabrera 2-0 with 2 on. But he's ahead of Fielder 1-2. Tried to check it. Did he? He did not. Strike 3 called. Fielder is out, and so are the Tigers. Unable to take advantage of a couple of walks. Tigers strand 2. Here comes the 4th.
This time going out there's nothing in the back of my mind that says I have to protect this or that. There's nothing reserved tomorrow. It's a matter of I'm going out there and pitching just like I would any other day. So I'm looking forward to it. It's something I've obviously highly anticipated getting back in the action, but it's definitely different from the last time.
Well, that's good news, and it's good to hear Fister himself say that. And so far, I guess you can't disagree with it.
Well, he's thrown 34 pitches, and 24 of those have hit the strike zone. But I'm encouraged with the movement he has on his two-seam fastball. It's about 88 to 90 miles an hour, but he's cutting it, and he's also sinking it. And this was when Fister was so efficient last year in a Tigers uniform. His pitches had a lot of late life on them.
9 up, 9 down. Fowler leading off the 4th inning. And a strike call. Got him looking. Dexter is out of there.
That's what I'm talking about, late life. This is 88 miles an hour, and you see Fowler jackknife out of the way. But look at the late action on the pitch. It tails right over the inside part of the plate. Greg Maddux have made that pitch famous. Swing back fastball is what they call it.
3rd strikeout in a row for Fister, and the 4th overall for the game as Scudero stands in. And Marco showing bunt, looks at strike 1. There is nothing like watching a well-pitched game from a guy that works with a good, quick, crisp pace. Fister has all that going right now. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Your infielders make a lot of plays behind you as well because they know you work efficiently. And they know for the most part the ball is going to be on the ground when it's hit.
That'll get back out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pretty efficient. 39 so far for Fister. Here's the 1-2 and a ground ball foul. Scudero bounced out to Cabrera his first time up. He leads the Rockies with 19 hits this month. And a bouncing ball again to third base. Miguel has this one as well. 2 gone. 11 straight set down by Fister to start this game. He's going to bring up Carlos Gonzalez. He flied out his first time up. Well, it's funny when you see guys get to the big leagues and perform as Gonzalez has. It's kind of funny to look back and realize that he's been traded twice. I mean, the A's had him, or Arizona had him, traded him to the A's. A's traded him to the Rockies. Now, he did go for a couple of big name players in those deals, understood. Dan Herron and Holiday was the other one.
Yeah, that's right.
But still, he has 17 home runs already this year, 8 at this point last year. That'll go toward third. Diving stop, Cabrera. He's not going to have a chance, but a whale of a play. Infield hit for Gonzalez.
It's a great effort by Cabrera. He was playing off the line. Gonzalez usually doesn't hit balls down the third baseline, but once he gets over there and he's able to glove it, there was no way he was going to get a Cargo with Cargo's speed.
So 11 straight were set down. Now the tying run is on for the Rockies, and their cleanup man, Michael Kadire, stands in. Bouncing ball to third. And Cabrera has this one. He'll go the short way. And the inning is over. No runs and a hit, and one man left. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Arby's. RBQ lovers rejoice. The RBQ sandwich is back at Arby's. Get yours today. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Well, the Tigers holding on to a slim 1-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning in this one. Friedrich back to the hill on a nice afternoon for beverage and a ball game.
That looked very refreshing.
Standing room only crowd again here today. Big crowds at the ballpark every single day, it seems. Weather's starting to heat up now. Here's Delman Young. Ball one outside to Delman. Young, Peralta, Rayburn. That's fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike. Friedrich played his college ball at Eastern Kentucky University. In fact, he was the first player from that school ever drafted in the first round when the Rockies took him back in 2008, not too long ago. 2-1 the count.
So far here today, he's been effectively wild. He has thrown 56 total pitches, and he has missed the strike zone with more than he has thrown over the plate.
Driven to right field, hit well. Kadire looking up, but this one it's off the wall. Delvin trying for two. Kadire with a good arm. Reach back tag, got it. Play by Scudero. And Delvin is now trying to stretch it.
It looked like Kadire kind of deked Delvin for me, because when he first took off for it, it looked like he was going to make the play. He's played right field a lot here at Comerica Park, and he knows exactly when the ball's hit over his head. And getting a look at that replay, I'm not so sure he touched him. This will give you a really good look right here. Yeah, he got it.
Sure did. Tim Cheetah right there. Correct call. Johnny Peralta, the batter.
Kadire does not have the strongest throwing arm as far as right fielders are concerned, but he is very accurate, and he gets rid of the ball in a hurry in the outfield. Good fundamentals out there.
Another assist for Michael Kadire. There's the 2-0 to Peralta. 2 balls, 1 strike. The wind is really picking up now here at the ballpark. Lights are on. A little bit overcast today. Strong wind blowing in from left. Here's the 2-1. 2-2 Johnny. Popped up to the catcher. Back in the second, 0 for 1. Rolled foul. Johnny's been on base 7 times in his last 3 games. His average has got a little bit healthier now. 267 coming in. Fought that one off. 2-2 the count stays on Peralta. Tigers had a couple of walks in the third with only 1 out, but couldn't cash in. Low and in. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Six 3-ball counts for Friedrich. Pfister has none. He's been mowing through their lineup. There's another walk. 4th of the afternoon for the Rockies lefty. Bring up Rayburn. That one clearly outside. So now Rayburn, who has one of the 4 walks. Ground ball left side. It's through. A base hit out of the reach of Pacheco at third base.
I was talking to Rayburn before the game today while he was taking batting practice, and we brought this up earlier, the fact that he has a few hits since coming back from the minors, but they've gone the opposite way. And once you start to show the team that you will go the other way, then they try to crowd you, and then you're able to pull the baseball as he does there. Even though he didn't hit it that sharply, he got himself a hit to left field.
And it's the 3rd Tigers hit of the afternoon. That's going to bring up Gerald Laird.
Tigers had a lot of base runners in last night's game. Yes, that last inning was very, very ugly, but they probably should have taken over the game well before that.
Ball 1 to Laird. Gerald in the ball game with a fly out back in the second, 0 for 1. See if the Tigers can get to Friedrich here in the 4th after letting him off the hook in the 3rd. Ball 2. So just about 70 pitches into this game, and Friedrich still has thrown more balls than strikes.
There have been several Tigers hitters today that have already had themselves in some really good hitters counts. G Money finds himself in a predictable fastball count as we speak. 2 balls, no strikes.
And he hits one in the air to center field. Dexter Fowler backing up and over, and the runners hold.
Hey fans, the Tigers square off against the World Series champion St. Louis Cardinals June 19th through the 21st at Comerica Park. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit Tigers.com. St. Louis coming to town.
A little bit of a different look without Tony La Russa at the helm and no Albert.
Yeah. Carlos Beltran playing real good baseball for them this year.
Cardinals still with the World Championship last year, the defending champs. They're 1 over 500. Here's Santiago with 2 outs. Ooh, it hit him. Santiago couldn't get out of the way, and Friedrich hits the number 9 hitter. And it's going to load the bases.
Hit him with a breaking ball.
So Jackson will bat with the bases full. 70 pitches now for Friedrich. He's only been 6 of 18 in first pitch strikes. And with all the balls he has thrown, all the walks he has issued, eventually you would think it will catch up to him.
That's right.
There's a strike to Jackson. Peralta jockeying down the line, forcing Friedrich to step off. AJ in the ball game, a strikeout and a walk. 10 of his last 18 hits have been for extra bases. He's hit 7 homers this year. Here's the 0-1. Rosario is able to at least keep it within striking distance. 1 ball, 1 strike. There are the base runners. Peralta and Rayburn, Santiago. Another one in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Kind of hard to tolerate if you're the manager of the Colorado Rockies. That would be Jim Tracy, but when you look at the scoreboard, he has been able to maneuver his way out of pitching in all this traffic.
38 balls, 35 strikes of the 73 he has thrown. And now Jackson in a favorable count. 2 balls and 1 strike. High, 3-1. Meanwhile, Bosch in the on deck circle. Fister has been brilliant so far. And ball 4 forces in a run. And it finally has come back to haunt Friedrich. That's another base on balls in this game, and that's 5. Give Jackson an RBI. another visit now from Bob Apodaca. Who came out earlier in this game.
Hey fans, don't forget to join us again tomorrow when the Tigers wrap up their series with the Colorado Rockies. Coverage begins at 12:30 with Tigers Live on Fox Sports Detroit. That's Tigers baseball tomorrow at 1 right here on Fox Sports Detroit.
So Bosch will stand in with a chance to bust this thing open here. Tigers have a 2-0 lead. They've had only 3 hits, but 5 walks and a hit batter for Christian Friedrich. And the 24-year-old out of Evanston, Illinois, in a whole heap of trouble now as Bosch digs in. Ball 1. There's Rosario again, goes down to block it. Friedrich now approaching the meat of the Tigers lineup. Cabrera waiting on deck. Here's the 1-0. Back up the middle. The shortstop Scudero knocks it down. Quick throw. Got him by half a step. It almost cost him, but he was able to make the play, and the Tigers settled for 1. They leave him loaded. Jason Giambi will be leading things off here in the 5th inning. And how about last night's game for Giambi? Bounced into 3 double plays. Joe Torre holds the major league record with 4 in a single game. That was back in 1975. Giambi hit it in 3 in his first 3 at bats.
I read something where Joe Torre is going to manage the United States World Baseball Classic team next spring.
Yeah, I read that. Plenty of experience in his back pocket, that's for sure.
So you have a couple of guys now, former managers, and 2 really good managers in La Russa and also Torre. La Russa is going to manage the National League in the All-Star game this year in Kansas City. And both guys now working in the commissioner's office.
They'll be putting the uniform back on.
They can't stay away.
Nope.
It's in their
really
blood.
Hard. When you've been around that long, it's hard just to get totally away from the game. Here's the 0-2. High fly ball, left center field. Rayburn and Jackson on the run. Both are looking up, and Rayburn with a running play out in left center field. That's the second time he's made a really good catch today.
Even though the wind is blowing in at a pretty brisk pace, Giambi able to cut through the wind, but Ryan Rayburn took a direct route to this ball, and he had to adjust just a little bit there at the end, but he made another fine grab.
Pfister getting some help from his defense this afternoon. Here's Todd Helton. Strike one on Helton. He flied out to center field back in the second. That's in there, a strike call. Helton, 38 years old, has a batting title in his past, 3 Gold Gloves, and he shoots this one in the air deep into left field. Rayburn going back to the track, to the wall. He leaps. Rayburn hits the wall. He couldn't come down with it. Helton on his way to second. He's in standing up. Rayburn flying all over the place today.
That ball hit right in the heel of his glove.
Otherwise, it would have been his 3rd outstanding play this afternoon. It goes a double. 2nd hit of the game allowed by Pfister. There's Pacheco. He shows bunt, ball 1. There's a couple of hard hit balls the other way, one from Giambi, one from Helton. Pacheco now 2 out of 6 so far in the series. And there's a strike, 1-1. Now Pfister's 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball low and away. 2 balls, 1 strike. So Helton just continues to add to his double total.
Bobby Abreu not far behind.
No, he's on his heels. Ball outside, and it's 3-1.
That's another guy that's had a really good career. Really good career. Real consistent. Abreu hasn't made many all-star teams.
Kind of under the radar, quiet career, even though the numbers are really good. Not a flashy player.
Abreu would walk 100 times, drive in 100 every year, hit you at least 20, steal you 20 bags.
Parted ways with the Angels, now with the Dodgers.
Yes.
3-2 on Pacheco. This is the first 3-ball count this afternoon for Pfister. Rockies trying to get a run in here. We're in the 5th inning. Grounded foul. It'll shake him up a little bit, and the Tigers dugout. It went right toward the railing. Holiday had to run out of the way. He's back in the perch, though. Three balls, 2 strikes on Jordan Pacheco. Rosario waiting on deck. Fouled off again. Pfister started this game by retiring 11 consecutive Rockies before Carlos Gonzalez had an infield hit. And really not too many moments in which Pfister has had to work through trouble. And he hit him on a 3-2 breaking ball that didn't break enough.
Not much effort there by Pacheco to get out of the way of that breaking ball from Pfister, but I guess he doesn't have to.
That'll put two men on. As you look at the numbers between the two starters, 77 thrown by Friedrich, 60 now for Pfister. The walks, the big difference, 5 of them for Friedrich. There's a ground ball foul off the bat of Willeen Rosario. Who has exhibited some power this year. In fact, the last 2 years at Double-A, he combined the last 2 seasons for 40 homers. Here's the 0-1. Big swing, 0-2.
Money get hit with the backswing of Rosario on this pitch.
That was the previous pitch. Yeah, right on the helmet. Or shoulder, rather. Not the helmet, the shoulder. Swing and a miss. Down goes Rosario. He struck out twice in this game.
Probably too big a swing with 2 strikes for Rosario. Usually with 2 strikes, you're not necessarily trying to be the aggressor, but it looked like he was trying to hit that breaking ball out of the ballpark. And when you swing that hard, you usually come up empty.
So Pfister just threw his 20th pitch of this inning. The previous high in any inning was 12. It made him work a little bit now, and here's the number 9 hitter, Nelson. Bouncing ball slowly towards short. Peralta charging. And they'll get Nelson to end the threat. No runs, double a hit batter, and 2 men left. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire. Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller time later in today's game. It is brought to you by Miller Lite. Tigers have Miguel Cabrera leading it off as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 2-0 in favor of Detroit as they try and even up this 3-game series here against the Rockies. Rockies won it last night with an 8-run 10th. Tigers got a run in the first on the Cabrera homer, and he looks at ball 1. It's really kind of amazing, the ball strike ratio for Friedrich, and still he is only trailing 2-zip. And he has walked the tightrope all day long. The 1-0. And now it's 2-0. Cabrera, then Fielder, then Young in the Tigers' 5th inning. Here's a 2-0. 3-0 the count.
He may pattern his style after Cliff Lee, but he is not nearly the strike thrower that Cliff Lee is.
He certainly hasn't been today. 5 walks, and he's working on his 6th. In there for a strike, 3-1.
Miguel is one of those hitters that always has the green light. 3 balls, no strikes. But very seldom swings at that pitch. Just doesn't like to.
Bouncer right back off the glove of Friedrich. He's going to have to hurry. Has time, and he threw it away. Cabrera going to second base. Taking the turn. He's going to third. And he'll get there standing up. And it gets away. And a run will score.
He got a Little League homer.
Yes, he did.
That's a Little League home run.
Unbelievable. Even Friedrich, who was backing up, could not get there.
I mean, he gets over to the ball. He still has plenty of time to throw him out. He throws from that sidearm angle. Hilton has no shot. Cabrera's on his way to third. And then Rosario, the catcher, comes up and fires the ball to third base. It gets past the pitcher. And now Cabrera able to scoot home.
Nothing Detroit on a ball that never left the infield, at least after it was hit. Knocked down by the pitcher, then he threw it away. And it was being tossed all over the sandlot. Well, Gerald giving him the business now as Cabrera's looking for oxygen. Here's Fielder. Ball 1 to Fielder. Puffin and a puffin to first, then to second, then the third, and eventually home. Here's the 1-0. Fouled straight back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Prince in this game. Fly ball strikeout. Outside.
How'd they score that? Base hit, E1, E2?
We're getting the ruling right now. There's got to be 2 errors on that play. We know that. And I would imagine they'll give Cabrera a hit. Ball outside. Although with a good throw, do you think they get him at first base?
Yes.
I think for sure they get him.
That's just how they ruled it, I believe. A base hit in E1 and E2.
No base hit. They're calling it just straight 2 errors. An error on the pitcher and an error on the catcher. What a wacky play. Because it was Rosario, the catcher who ran that ball down, was backing up at first base and threw to third wildly.
Yes.
That's bizarre. E1, E2, run scores. No base hit. 3-0 Detroit. On Fielder. Josh Renicky warming up. Ground ball to short. Right at Scudero. Fielder is out of there. 1 gone.
Well, here's one more look at this play, and I guess you can determine whether Friedrich would have thrown Cabrera out had he made a better throw. Here's the catcher running it down, and this is why he's going to get an error. If you're wondering where the third baseman was, he was at home plate.
Strike one on Young. 3 runs, 4 hits for Detroit. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 errors for Colorado. Here's the 0-1. Missed it high. 1 ball, 1 strike. So the Tigers have gotten a run on 2 throwing errors and a bases loaded walk. 1 on each of those plays and a wave and a miss. 1 and 2. Their other run came in on the home run by Cabrera. Here's the 1-2 offering. 2-2 the count on Delman. Single and a ground ball in this game. He's hit safely in 6 in a row.
So Mickey has a big league homer and a little league homer.
And a little league home. Very well put. The 2-2. Because you know in Little League they counted those as home runs.
Yeah, he sure did.
Every single time.
Just run until they tag you.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Into the glove for strike 3. Foul tip. And there are 2 gone. Friedrich has his 4th strikeout.
Number 27,
We'll bring up Johnny Peralta.
Threw that fastball right by Delman.
Peralta tried to hold up, could not do it. Chris Guccione said he went.
And Peralta has not gotten many fastballs from Rockies pitchers. He's gotten a steady diet of breaking balls here today from Friedrich.
Fouled back out of play. 0-2. Friedrich, like many college players, kind of separated himself in the Cape Cod League, where he put up good numbers. Went to Eastern Kentucky University. He was a teammate of Aaron Crow's. They played in the same Cape Cod League team. And the 0-2. Lifted in the air to right center field. Dexter Fowler coming over. Inning is over. Tigers get a run on a couple of throwing errors. And Miguel Cabrera with the Little League homer. Four players here have never played in an all-star game. Of these 4, which is the most surprising to you? A, is it Eric Karros? B is it Tim Salmon, C is it Eric Chavez, or D is it Kirk Gibson? Enter your vote by texting ACE, then a space, and then the letter answer to 37338. And give us your opinion. You'll see the final results post-game during Tigers Live.
It's a good question because all those guys had lengthy playing careers and all did very well for their respective clubs.
Tough one this afternoon. Chavez won a bunch of Gold Gloves. Swinging a foul by Dexter Fowler. He's leading it off in the 6th inning. Gibby had a good solid career. 0-2 on Fowler. Scudero and Gonzalez to follow. 3 runs, 3 hits for Detroit. No runs, 2 hits, 2 errors for the Rockies, and a wave and a miss. Fowler is out of there. Let's go back to the studio now for a game break. Here's Ryan Field.
The shortstop, number 19, Marco Scudero.
We like to think so. Thanks, Ryan.
Absolutely.
1 gone, and there's a ball outside to Marco Scudero. I know Ryan Field is waiting anxiously for the new Anchorman movie to come out so we can learn a few more lines. 2-0 the count.
How many of those has it been? 1 or 2?
Just 1 so far. The next one will be number 2. The 2-0. 3 balls, no strikes. Scudero, a couple of ground balls to the third baseman Cabrera. And outside, Pfister on 4 straight walks Scudero.
When the schedules came out last year and the Rockies had a chance to look at their schedule and this trip, they saw a trip to Detroit, followed by a trip to Philadelphia, and then Texas.
Yeesh.
Talk about going into 3 very difficult places. Of course, Detroit hasn't played well this year, nor has Philadelphia. But when the schedules came out, obviously those teams were picked to be a lot better than what they are right now.
They had to be thinking, thanks a lot, interleague play. And there's another ball that missed, and so that'll bring a visit out to the mound.
Tigers' next trip is going to be a tough trip. I mean, a lot of people don't think all that highly of Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh can pitch. And then they've got to go to Texas, and then they have to go down to Tampa, where they can really pitch too. So that's a very difficult trip for Detroit coming up after St. Louis leaves town.
Not only that, it's a 10-game trip. Those are always grinding and grueling regardless of who you play. Meanwhile, it's 2-0 now on Carlos Gonzalez, and it seems like Pfister is out of whack here, so Jeff Jones pops out of the dugout. Activity in the Detroit bullpen. Phil Koch is warming up rather rapidly. Tiger bullpen had to work overtime in last night's loss.
Hey fans, the Tigers Classic Car Show is July 7th prior to the 405 game versus the Kansas City Royals. A special $40 ticket package includes a t-shirt, poster, and food. And go to tigers.com/car show for more details.
Pfister uncharacteristically in this inning has thrown 9 pitches, but 6 have missed the strike zone. The 2-0 to Gonzalez is high. 3 balls, no strikes.
We don't see Colorado enough to know whether Gonzalez is a guy that likes to swing 3 balls and no strikes. But if you're Pfister, you have to be thinking that he might. He has 17 big flies this year.
3-1. Infield single back in the 4th. And that was the first hit of the game for the Rockies after Pfister had set down 11 consecutive hitters to start the contest. There's a ground ball, base hit right field. Scudero to second base. He'll stop there, and Gonzalez has his second hit.
The right fielder, number 3.
This is why Jim Leland is hoping that Fisker can go deep into this game today, because last night he had to call on the bullpen quite a bit.
And they also had to make a move before the game today. Thad Weber called up from the minor leagues to help out because that bullpen taxed mightily in last night's game.
Here's Kadire. And all of a sudden he becomes the tying run at the plate. Here's the 1-0. For 2 for Kadire. Hit a ground ball his last time up. Just outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Didn't offer. 3-1.
Here's where Fister's at his best, and he's pitched well today. A little wild in this inning, but in this particular situation, he'll throw that little 2-seam fastball, and most of the time when he gets it south of the knees, he gets himself that ground ball to get out of the inning.
It's on the outer edge of strike. 3-2 now on Michael Kadire.
Nice job there by Kadire laying off that pitch, because he surely would have hit that one right to the ground. Does he dare start? 3-2, 1 out, trailing by 3.
Negative. Ground ball left side. This might be 2. Peralta to second one. Here comes the relay. In time, the double play.
I was 1 pitch late.
6-4-3 and a hard slide down there at second as well. As Fister pitches out of a jam here in the 6th inning. Pitcher's best friend. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Bell Tire. Get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. And by Toyota, brought to you by your Greater Detroit Toyota dealers. Back here in the Motor City on a warm afternoon, 84 degrees. Our temperature here at the ballpark. 3-0 in favor of the Tigers as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning here at the ballpark. And the Rockies have made a pitching change. It's a Wallside Windows pitching change. Josh Renicky will take over.
Renicky has some good numbers. 29 games prior to the outing here today. The earned run average just a shade over 2.5. And he has also pitched 38 2/3 innings, 26 strikeouts, but he has walked quite a few. 24 free passes given up by Renicky.
And Rayburn will face him. He rolls the first one foul, third base side.
If you weren't with us in last night's game, we told you that the only bullpen in the major leagues that has pitched more innings than the Rockies, the Kansas City Royals.
And today they get just 5 innings out of their starter, Christian Friedrich.
That is par for the course.
Ball high to Rayburn, 1-1.
Their starters have averaged 5.13 innings this season, which means the bullpen has to get a lot of outs every single night.
Missed it low and away, 2-1. Renicky played his college ball at UCLA. And you should recognize the last name. His uncle, Ron Renicky, is the manager of the Brewers. Dad, Gary Renicky, also played in the majors. It's fouled off. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
See Gary every now and then. He scouts with, well, he was scouting with Baltimore. I don't know if he still is, but used to see him on in several stadiums.
Josh has pitched for Cincinnati, Toronto, Colorado. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Rayburn is out, 1 gone. 5 strikeouts for Colorado pitching. Here's Gerald Laird. A couple of fly balls in this one. 1 to center, 1 to right. Ball 1. Tigers got 1 in the first, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth. Fisker has done the rest. Another fly ball off the bat of Laird into center field. Dexter Fowler is back. And 2 gone here in the 6th. Bring up Santiago. Strikeout hit by a pitch for the Tigers' number 9 hitter.
What you got going today after the ball game? You gonna go home and fire up the grill today?
Sounds like a plan. I think that's probably what we're going to try and get done. It's a base hit to right field. Of course, tomorrow being Father's Day, then on Monday a day off, so a nice little stretch. Yeah, some time at home. So we'll make a Boston Jackson. How about you?
No major plans. Probably go home and just veg. Watch a little golf. Watch a little Tiger Woods a little later on today. We'll catch the back 9 of Tiger. Might be a hoop game on the night too.
I just can't get into golf.
No?
I'm like one of the few humans walking this earth that does not like golf. Here's Jackson. Bases loaded walk in the 4th, driving a run.
There is nothing like going home on a Sunday afternoon after a Tigers win and watching some competitive golf in a major. For some.
Notice the prolonged silence from my end. Here's the ball low, 1-0. Renicky, we mentioned, played college baseball at UCLA. He also played football, was a wide receiver for the Bruins. Here's the 1-0.
Those days are pretty much long gone where you have 2 sports stars in college.
It's really hard to do. Renicky's a big kid, 6'3", 200-pounder. Here's the 2-0. And that's in right at the knees. 2-1 on Jackson.
Corey Blazer has had a pretty big strike zone today. for both teams.
He'll get back out of play. 2-2.
And Friedrich still walked 5.
Yeah, that he did, and one of those came, in fact, walk number 5 came with the bases loaded, which drove in a run for Detroit. That was with Jackson at the plate in the 4th. Two and 2 on Austin. Santiago's picked off. Renicky caught him. And that is that for Detroit. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. Here comes the 7th. Seventh, Santiago picked clean by Renicky to end the 6th.
I don't think Santiago was running either, but a really quick move by Renicky. Quick feet. Accurate throw. Nice swipe tag by Todd Helton.
So as we go to the 7th inning, the Tigers have made a pitching change in this one. Phil Koch comes out of the Detroit bullpen.
Koch was used in last night's game as well. And pitching in his 31st game, he has lost 3. He's won 1 game. Left-hander hitting .283 this year against Phil.
And he's got a couple of lefties to deal with here in Giambi and Helton. So Fister goes 6 in his return from the disabled list. Giambi in this ball game is 0 for 2. Fly ball and a ground out. Swing and a miss.
If you're Jim Leland and Jeff Jones, the pitching coach, you had to be encouraged by the way that Fister went about his business today.
Well, he retired the first 11 straight that he faced. Last couple of innings, couple of base runners against him, but he got out of some jams.
As long as there's no discomfort after this game, and he's good to go for his next start. Doug's only going to get better. He really hasn't been able to hit his stride yet because he had to miss a start in spring training with the finger issue he had. But then when he came back after that, that's when he pulled that left side muscle, tried to come back early from that, re-injured it again. So Fister really hasn't hit his stride.
And even though he really, as you say, hadn't hit his stride, his ERA coming in was 3.15, and that dip even lower. 6 scoreless today. Koch coming inside and high with a fastball.
Yeah, that's a pitch where he just wanted to come inside. I don't think he wanted to come as high as he did at a Giambi. And he can go a couple different ways now. He can go back down with a breaking ball if he chooses to do so. or he can simply go back inside. They're going to go with the breaking ball down and away.
And it's pulled into right field, and it's going to get by Santiago. Leadoff single for Giambi.
Giambi is 41 years old, and after the fastball inside, he knew that Phil was going to throw him a breaking ball, and Phil didn't get it where he wanted to get it. That breaking ball stayed up, and it stayed inside, and that allowed Giambi to beat the shift.
It'll bring up Todd Helton. Fister's ERA, by the way, has gone down to 2.68 with his outing today, but it'd be nice to get him a win. Tigers up 3-0 right now. Ball one to Helton. Koch threw 17 pitches last night. Helton had a double back in the 5th inning. He is 1 for 2. 4 hits today for this Rocky offense, which, as we saw last night, can be awfully good. There's a strike.
Helton is one of those guys where left-handers throughout his career, they really have not bothered him. A .299 career batting average, and we're talking about 14 years in the show.
Bouncing ball back up the middle. Santiago flips to second one. Here's a double play. 4-6-3, 2 gone.
I really like the way that Santiago and Peralta both really took their time, knowing that Helton was running down the line and doesn't run all that well. Santiago gets over there. He gives Johnny a really nice feed, and then Johnny's able to turn it over.
That'll bring up Jordan Pacheco with 2 outs. Ball one. Tiger bullpen last night was absolutely cruising along. Bilo came on via Real. Koch pitched. Benoit pitched. But then the 8th spot against Valverde in the 10th, and Marte as well. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Pacheco, one of those guys that can just hit. Not a lot of power. Yeah, but he's got a nice little short stroke. Good line drive hitter. Played shortstop, second base in college. The Rockies tried him as a catcher. Now playing third base.
And the 1-1. 1-2 the count. Series finale happening here tomorrow on Father's Day at the ballpark. Hope you're able to join us, and then the Cards come in. The 1-2. That'll go foul down the left field line. Pacheco had an 11-game hitting streak in the month of May. Average of .299 right now. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball to short. Johnny Peralta scoops it up. And that is that for the Rockies. Nothing doing here in the 7th. Stretch time in downtown Detroit. It's 3-0 in favor of the Tigers.
I've noticed with Austin Jackson's swing, since he's gotten rid of that high leg kick, he is getting himself in a really good position from the waist down. And when you have the stable lower half, you can catch a lot of balls out in front, which is exactly where you want to catch them. And Jackson has done a lot of damage this year, but we're showing you some of the damage that he did here last night and in Wrigley Field. Look at how closely he pulls his hands to his body. That is working from a position of strength right there. And that's what Jackson's been able to do this year. He's hit quite a few more home runs this year. He's on pace for about 18, 19 home runs this year.
And it'll be Austin leading it off. He was at the plate when Santiago was picked off back in the 6th. Jackson, Bosch, Cabrera. Tigers trying to build on a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the 7th. Austin tonight has walked twice, once with the bases loaded to force in a run.
Austin Jackson was standing at the plate in a 2-2 count when Santiago was picked off, so he had a chance to size up Renicky at that point in time.
And that's it for a strike. Here's the 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike on Jackson. Friedrich started, gave way to Renicky in the 6th, and Renicky back out there in the 7th. And that missed again. 2-1.
It's a good idea by Jackson. Yeah, Pacheco, the third baseman, still playing 10 feet behind that third base bag. Go ahead and drop it down. Get yourself a single.
Swing and a miss. 2-2. I thought that was one part of Jackson's game we would see a little bit more of this year as he kind of evolves, but his home runs are up and he's driving in runs.
There was a time last year where Jackson was bunting, at least attempting to bunt once every couple games. But with the success he's having this year swinging the stick, we have not seen that part of his game.
3-2 the count. Bosch, then Cabrera to follow. Top 3 hitters for the Tigers here in the bottom of the 7th. And he walked him. So Jackson gets his 3rd walk today.
This is the pitch right here that Jackson just had such a difficult time of laying off of last year. But now, because his base is good, he is seeing these balls very good, and very seldom has he left the strike zone.
6 walks now for Rockies pitching. Bosch has 1 of them. He's also bounced out twice.
If you're Jackson, you know that Renicky has that really quick pickoff move because he picked Santiago off.
Slice to center field. Fowler is on the run. They'll cut it off, and Jackson retreats.
Dexter Fowler makes everything look really easy in the outfield. Gifted defender. Fowler reminds me a lot of Devon White. Doesn't have the Willie Wilson speed either, but Willie Wilson made the outfield look rather easy too.
Here's Cabrera. He'll drive one to the gap in left center. That'll get down. Base hit. Jackson on his way to 3rd. They're going to stop him there. And Cabrera holds up with a single.
Hey fans, send Detroit Tigers Miguel Cabrera and Prince Fielder to the 2012 All-Star Game in Kansas City. Vote up to 25 times a day at Tigers.com. Cast your ballot now for Fielder and Cabrera. Vote Tigers.com. What about the rest of the guys?
They'll be on there too. Vote the rest of the guys too. I agree. Support them all. That's going to be it. Pitching change. Jim Tracy goes back to the bullpen. We will be back. on top 3-0. Doug Fister was really good today. 6 innings, 6 strikeouts, no earned runs. And Miguel Cabrera, solo homer. He also scored on a double error. And the Tigers in this series, 17 men left on base. Hopefully that will not be any problem today. And right now it doesn't appear, at least at this point. It was certainly yesterday. And so the Rockies now head back to the bullpen as Fielder digs in with 2 men on and 1 man out. Ball 1 to Prince. Matt Reynolds is on now for Colorado.
He has not done very well this year against left-handers. Left-handers are hitting over 300 against him.
In the air to right field, Kadire tagging Jackson, and he will come in to score. Give Prince an RBI. So the walk comes in to score, and the Tigers now lead 4-0. Tracy says, I want somebody else. So the lefty comes on to face Fielder. Another pitching change. Back to the bullpen we go. And we'll be back. Play here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And the Tigers continue to get pretty good production out of the middle of their lineup. How about some of these dynamic duos around the league and where Cabrera and Fielder fit in?
A few guys that bat right in the middle of the order for their respective clubs, and some guys that are accustomed to driving in a lot of runs.
Well, Adam Ottavino is on now for the 2nd time in the series.
Got good numbers. He's only walked 5 in 17 1/3 innings this year. 21 strikeouts, real good ERA.
Delman Young will face him. He is 1 for 3. And he backs away from a breaking ball strike. Tigers have 4 runs on 5 hits. Here's the 0-1. 0-2 on Young. Delman tried to stretch a single to a double in his 2nd at bat of the game. Hit one off the wall and right. Kadire threw him out at second base. Swing and a miss. And Young is out of there. And Ottavino does his job. So the Tigers settle for 1 run. Let's go to the 8th. This afternoon as we go to the top of the 8th inning. Look at that little cutie enjoying Tigers baseball today.
That is Rafael Belliard's grandbaby.
Is that right?
It is.
Got some nice cheeks. There they go.
Handsome little man.
Pinchable. Don Kelly is the new right fielder for the Detroit Tigers. He takes over for Bosch. While we have a moment, we do remind you to vote for your Tigers McDonald's Player of the Game, presented by the Quarter Pounder with Cheese. Using your cell phone, text Tigers followed by a space and the player's uniform number to 37338. Or you can vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com. Willeen Rosario will lead things off. It'll be Rosario, Nelson, and then Fowler. First pitch from Koch is outside. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and it's low. 2 balls and no strikes. Koch came on in the 7th inning, gave up a single, and then got a double play ball from Helton. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Shattered bat rolled toward left and into left field, a base hit. Leadoff man on. By the way, while we have an opportunity, wanted to congratulate Gene Lamont. His daughter Melissa and her husband Clay had a little baby boy, Cole. That is the first grandchild for Gene Lamont. So congratulations.
Yes, sir.
Gino,
Grandpa,
Melissa and Clay, baby Cole, all doing well. So we're gonna have to call him Grandpa now.
Yes, we are.
You do it first and see how it works out, then I'll follow suit.
Okay.
Benoit warming up. Here's ball 1 to Chris Nelson. Strikeout, ground out. Nelson had a big night last night, but has been held in check in this one. Koch's 1-0. Swing and a miss. Had a big rip there. 1-1.
He doesn't get cheated. That's for sure.
Nelson went to high school in Decatur, Georgia. In fact, he went to the same high school that produced Brandon Phillips of the Cincinnati Reds. who just signed recently a long-term deal. And it was Phillips that preceded Nelson in high school.
A lot of big league players out of Georgia. A lot of big league players.
Well, Nelson's one of them. He was going to go to the University of Georgia, but the Rockies signed him in the first round. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Chris Nelson.
If you didn't hear this last night, we told you that when Nelson was a junior in high school, he went to one of those showcase tournaments somewhere and hit 99 on the radar gun.
The 2-2. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Santiago diving. Great play. Flips to second one. That's all they will get. But Ramon with a terrific diving play. 1 out.
Santiago has really good range to his right and really good range to his left. Wise decision there by Peralta, not forcing the issue and not throwing that ball to first base.
Here's Dexter Fowler. He's showing bunt, pops it up, and Cabrera hauls it in. 2 gone.
That's why they tell you when you can run like Fowler can, you have to stay in the batter's box until you get the ball down and then run. And he was starting to run while that ball was approaching home plate. Therefore, he popped it straight up.
He's going to bring up Marco Scutaro with 2 outs. 4-0. Tigers have the lead. Rockies have been limited to 5 hits in this game. Koch is throwing his 2nd inning. And that one gets by Laird.
Did he swing?
Scutaro is asking the home plate umpire, Corey Glaser. Runner advances. Here comes Jim Tracy now for a clarification. Pass ball was the call. Pretty close. This ought to tell us. That could have gone either way.
Call it a strike, I believe.
Yeah, looks like it. Runner in scoring position. 0-1 the count on Marco Scutaro. We'll get back into the seats. Kelly gives a look. 0-2. Leland wanting to stay away from Valverde today, so Benoit would close this one out in the 9th inning. Joaquin right now in the Tigers bullpen just watching.
Joaquin got 5 outs in last night's game, and he was very efficient in doing so. He only threw 19 pitches.
Laird a good job of blocking that last pitch from Koch. 1-2. Little number off the end of the bat. Santiago charging. Scutaro is out. And the inning is over. We will go to the bottom of the 8th. the Tigers have the lead. It's 4-0 as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. And it'll be Johnny Peralta to start things off. First pitch outside to Johnny. 4 runs, 5 hits for Detroit. No runs, 5 hits for the Rockies. The Rockies have committed 2 errors. It came on 1 play, allowing Cabrera to circle the bases and score a run. Breaking ball missing inside. 2 balls, no strikes on Peralta. Rayburn and then Laird to follow. There's a base hit to center field. Johnny shoots it right back through the middle. It's a leadoff single. First hit today for Peralta. Now Rayburn.
Johnny went down to the bottom of the zone and got that fastball.
6 Tigers hits.
Scoreboard must be wrong here then, because they have 7 up there.
Yeah, they're wrong. They've been 1 off all day.
They jumped the gun on that Cabrera Little League home run, I guess, huh?
And they're just not able to get it back to normal. They've tried, but 6 hits. Rayburn a single and a walk. Threw it by. Ottavino was in the Cardinals organization, and in their World Series run last year, Ottavino spent the entire year at AAA.
That's a bummer.
A big time bummer, because he was considered a pretty good prospect. The 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. In those situations, all you want maybe is like a month in the big leagues.
Oh, 1 day.
1 day and get a share.
1 day.
Didn't happen though. Let go by the Rockies, picked up in April, or I should say the Cardinals picked up in April by the Rockies. Breaking ball is a beauty. 1-2 to Ryan Rayburn. And the 1-2. Got him. Strike 3. Rayburn caught looking. He strikes out for the 2nd time in this game.
That's a big league pitch right there by Ottavino. That ball appeared to be right on the black at about 92, 93 miles an hour. You can't spot a fastball any better than that. Rosario, he did help him out a little bit by pulling it up, but it still looked like it crossed home plate at the knees.
So here's Gerald Laird. 3 fly ball outs in this game for Laird. And he drops down a bunt, third base side. They will let it roll. It will go foul. Gerald's done that a bunch in his career.
He had a bunt base hit in Chicago. Gerald takes his time, and you want it to be foul, or you want that third baseman to have to come in and make a do or die type play, and that one just rolls foul.
Pacheco in a couple of steps at third, still back. 0-1 the count. Another fly ball. This one is hit well to left center field. Gonzalez on the run, circles under it. Wind got a hold of that one, and there are 2 gone now. With Peralta back at first base. Bring him Santiago.
Hey fans, as soon as this game ends, our coverage will continue with Tigers Live. You'll hear from the manager, Jim Leland, and the players. Plus, we'll break down the game, show you all the highlights. Tigers Live immediately after the game from the Call Sam Studios here on Fox Sports Detroit.
Here's Santiago, and he takes ball one. Ramon today hit by a pitch. He also has singled, but was picked off by Renicky back in the 6th inning. The 1-0. Little chopper hit slowly towards second. Nelson charging, backhanding, and can't make the play. Everybody's safe. Infield hit for Santiago. So that's going to give Jackson another chance. He's got 3 walks to his credit in this game.
We saw Santiago make a play like this to end the top half of the 8th inning for the Colorado Rockies, but Nelson comes in and he can't make the exchange to get Santiago.
Jackson has 3 walks. One of them came with the bases loaded. And he looks at ball one. Also walked and scored in the 7th.
Here's that play we were talking about with Santiago. Off the bat of Scudero.
And the 1-0. 2-0 Jackson. Kelly waiting on deck.
Seems like every time Jackson has gone to the dish today, he has been in some really good counts to hit in. Finds himself right there again.
It's the second time Jackson has had a 3-walk game this year. And now he's working on his 4th walk. 3-0 the count. And it is indeed a 4-walk game for Jackson. Second career 4-walk game. And Rocky's pitching tonight, or today, now has 7 base on balls, which will bring Bob Apodaca out. Tigers lead 4-0 here in the 8th. Ottavino came on to get the final out of the 7th, has trouble here in the 8th. And as they chat about that, we tell you the upcoming pitching matchup presented by Gordon Chevrolet. Tomorrow for the finale, Jeremy Guthrie will go for the Rockies, Max Scherzer for Detroit.
I thought Guthrie, leaving the American League East, where he pitched for the Baltimore Orioles, with the stuff that he has going to Colorado, he would pitch much better in the National League, but that really hasn't been the case.
As the 6.91 ERA would indicate. Action for Detroit, Dwayne Belo and Benoit. Kelly's first at bat after coming on defensively for Bosch in right field. Here's the 0-1. Make it 0-2 on down. And a bouncing ball right side. Nelson has the hop. And he'll throw him out. Inning over. We go to the ninth. Tigers up 4-0. Touches on this one as Joaquin Benoit takes over.
Joaquin threw 19 pitches in the ball game last night, and he comes in with 41 strikeouts, which is second among American League relievers.
So Benoit here in the ninth inning will have to go through 3, 4, and 5 in the Colorado lineup. Carlos Gonzalez will be leading things off. And then Kadire and then Giambi. 2 more hits today for Gonzalez. 5 hits in the series. So Coke goes 2 innings. 2 scoreless innings. And now he hands the baseball over to Joaquin Benoit. There's a strike called on Gonzalez. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers have made good use of their 7 hits. They've scored 4 runs. Meanwhile, the Rockies limited to 5 hits today, and they haven't scored. Fister did a great job. In line to get the win here if the Tigers can close this one out. That's it for a strike, 1 and 2. And the 1-2 pitch on the way. It's foul, straight back. Fister today going 6. Coke in the 7th. Coke in the 8th. Benoit here in the 9th. Same 2 teams tomorrow, rounding out this 3-game interleague series. And the Cardinals come in Tuesday night. Here's the 1-2. Missed it high and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Gonzalez. Rockies snapped their 9-game losing streak against the American League with a win last night. There's Scherzer. He'll go tomorrow. Jim Tracy's ball club trailing it here today. They have not liked interleague play this year. They've had no success at all. That's low. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
They also had an 8-game losing streak coming into play last night.
Yeah, overall.
Yep.
Still without one of their best players in Tulowitzki, who apparently is going to be checked out again after re-injuring his groin. I'm trying to figure out what's going on there, but he is certainly a big bat and a big presence they miss. Here's the 3-2. Pull down the right field line. Kelly is on the run, won't get it. It'll go to the wall. That's another hit for Carlos Gonzalez, who is safe at second base. Ball gets by, and to third goes Gonzalez as Peralta runs it down. Double and an E9. 3 hits today for Gonzalez, 6 for the series.
Benoit threw him a changeup in the 3-2 count. It was outside, but it allowed Gonzalez to reach out, and he hit that ball very hard to right field. Kelly came up and fired to second base, and that ball hit Gonzalez somewhere. Trickled off his body, and Don Kelly given the unfortunate error on that play.
So the leadoff man is on. We'll bring up Michael Kadire. Chasing, strike 1.
It was Kadire that had that huge at bat in last night's game. It was the 10th inning, and Valverde was able to get ahead of him. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and he just kind of poked one to right field. That opened up the floodgates.
There's a chopper back up the middle. Santiago charging, and his throw is in time. That'll get a run in, but that's out number 1. RBI for Kadire is number 44. And it was a flood last night that we have never seen before. I mean, an 8-run 10th inning.
Yeah, it got ugly.
With the Tigers bouncing back nicely here today behind Pfister. Base is empty with 1 out. Here's Giambi. Ball 1 inside to Giambi. 1 for 3. That's in there, a strike, 1-1. Way outside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
I guess a lot of our colleagues are up for Emmy Awards tonight.
They are.
We wish them all well.
Hopefully they'll be home to, or be able to bring home the hardware.
They do every year.
Yeah, no doubt. Here's the 2-1. Popped up foul, back out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
One of our producers, Mark Isafano, going to put a tuxedo on tonight. Can you see Ice in a tuxedo?
No. Who told you that? Did he?
He told me you got to get dressed up when you go to the Emmys.
Can't show up with a t-shirt and jeans?
No.
Iceman renting a tux.
Big Tuna will be all tuxedoed out.
Yes, he will. I need some pictures, by the way. I want to see that. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Benoit gets a strikeout. 2 gone.
Ain't nothing happening up there, Mr. Giambi.
Leave it up to Todd Helton with 2 outs. And now a crowd of 41,800 anticipating a Tigers win. In there, strike 1. $41,878 last night. In the same range here today. Here's the 0-1. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Fouled off. Now it's 1-2. Tigers 1 strike away from their 31st win. This will be the 18th pitch coming up for Joaquin. Popped up foul. That'll get back into the seats. 1-2. The count stays on Todd Helton, who doubled but did not score back in the 5th. Hit into a double play his last time up. On deck, Jordan Pacheco. If Helton keeps it going, Rockies have gotten a run here in the 9th. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Helton is out. So are the Rockies. And the Tigers even up the series with a victory today.
It's a nice bounce back game, which gives the Tigers an opportunity to win the series tomorrow, which is imperative if they're going to get back in this race in the American League Central.
So the Tigers win game 2, 4-1 the final score. Handshakes all the way around. We'll be back to Comerica Park.